When we tell the kids, go on vacation, go hang out together. You don't have to tell me or lie to me or, we're not going to do it. Like, no, because investing in each other is the best investment you make. Investing in yourselves, making sure you're taking care of yourselves. I think that's really important because if Stephanie's not happy, Eric's not going to be happy. If Eric's not happy, Stephanie's not going to be happy. And you guys are going to just fight. And we don't want that. We want them to nurture each other, and because we really believe that God brought them together. I do believe that because it didn't work out the way that it did just because, we know that God has his hand on our lives and on our kids' lives. There's nothing like praying parents. So I want to nurture that. And I don't want God to come and tell me like, I sent these 2 girls to you and this is how you treated them. I think that's important. And I don't have that story where I don't get along with my daughter-in-laws or they're like off the hook or they're disrespectful. I don't have that story. But I also know that I pray over them. And I know that I pray over their relationships. And I pray over my sons.
Hi, I'm Erika.
And I'm Sean.
And we are the Blanchards. This podcast is created to be a safe place where we discuss topics regarding faith, love, family, marriage,
and everything in between through the perspective of an interracial blended couple focused on ministry
and mental health. No topic is off limits. We're about to have adult conversation through the eyes of a Latina scholar, life coach, mother, and wife.
Along with the perspective of a Black king, engineer, entrepreneur, father, and husband. We're about to take brown and Black excellence to a whole new level.
Family Unlocked starts now.
All right, everyone. All right. Hello. We're back for another episode of Family Unlocked. I am Erika.
And I am Sean.
And we are here together with our family because we know that we are a family podcast.
Yes, we are.
Most importantly, we are about mental health. And, one, we get a lot of questions about what it's like to have new additions into our family and what it's like to have girls now, because we are an all-boy family. And so, but I think also a really important piece is the mental health aspect of it, of what it's like to have a blended family now, and how important it is for Sean and I to make sure we nurture a healthy family with the 8 of us now. So without further ado, right?
Yeah.
We're just going to jump right into it.
Okay.
And we're going to have everybody introduce themselves. And we're excited.
Where do you want to go, from left to right or what?
Whoever feels comfortable going first.
Do you want to go first, G?
Well, I'm the oldest brother. I'm Erik, number 1. I guess that's how we discussed it last time.
Yeah.
And this is
Stephanie.
I'm Neo.
Hi, I'm Daisy.
I'm Jesse. I'm son number 2.
I'm Gianni. I'm the oldest. I mean, youngest.
Good job.
Good job, young G. Yes.
And as you can see, we're not used to having so many people, but we are sharing our mics, so bear with us as we continue.
It's amazing we got the whole clan here, so I'm excited.
I'm super excited. So a common question I get is what it's like to now have girls in the home, and what was it like to have, like, my sons have girlfriends. And in the beginning, I think it was kind of like, what? Because they never really brought girls over like that. So they came at like almost the same time, and we were like double whammy. So that was fun. But I feel like we get along really well, and we really acclimated very well. Like, we've blended very well, thankfully. And I think it's interesting because not shortly before they came, it wasn't too far off. We were praying that, so either God heard our prayers, but I like to see it as God was preparing us, like he knew something was going on in the background. We started praying that the boys found good girls. And so when we were initially, brought up about, I'm dating, we were like, what? Like, huh?
Yeah.
But, and then you kind of get to know each other, you feel it out. And of course you have your caution and you're just like, what's going on? But I think, I felt like God was saying, I brought these girls to you and they are gifts, and I want you to treat it as such. And, I can see why he brought them to us, because they're so they're so kind and they're so good. So I do want to say that, and I do want to say that culturally, right? Especially, you know, being a Latina, like I'm Mexican. I've been Mexican my whole life. I'm used to seeing such horror stories about in-laws and their daughter-in-laws and not liking each other and not getting along. So I think for me, it was really important that we kind of broke that cycle and we didn't do what I feel like we're accustomed to doing. So that's really what the most important piece of this episode is how do you learn to flow and bring a family together without like the expectation of, you know, they should be acting like this, they should be doing that. My son is the king and he's great and he does all this stuff and they just came to steal my son and, you know, try not to, you know, perpetuate that narrative of that toxicity, right? Of that's a negative way of blending a family together. So
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was interesting. My take was a little bit different. I was more like, okay, they must be serious because they're bringing people around. Like that's just kind of my perspective. And so, you know, the fact that they felt comfortable enough to, you know, share this portion of their life, it meant that these ladies were very special, right? And so, and you can see it, and you can see how they interacted with each other, and just that's kind of the things that I was looking at. You know, I'm kind of more, I stand back a little bit to kind of observe and see what's happening. And when I can see the commitment that they had towards Steph and Daisy, I knew that it was serious, right? And so that was something that I was more impressed with. And then from there, I'm more like, okay, let me see the maturation on their end, meaning like if they start coming back around, you know, cleaning bathrooms and stuff like that become important, you know what I mean? Like, because you got ladies in there. But I think that was what was more important to me, and from my perspective was mainly like, okay, this is like a next level of parenting, because it's not just some girls, it's like this is a serious relationship, right? And so where do we go from there? So I'm glad to see the maturation, and then the fact that we've been able to go on vacation together and interact together. That's what makes it even more special, because you learn more and more about them. So that to me was the exciting part. It's just really seeing that journey and seeing that maturation between both Erik and Jesse, right? And then having the ability to have both Stephanie and Daisy here, right? And I'm going to say something that may seem kind of weird to some people, because it's like, oh, okay, well, you know, sometimes you just get used to having your family here, but I feel comfortable when everybody's here.
yeah,
Like, so when I
like
know
everybody's home,
when everybody's
right?
home,
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, this is comfortable. Maybe it's just a feeling of safety, right? I know everybody is protected and whatnot, and so as a parent, I kind of look at that, but I feel like it's, you know, this is their home as well. So that's just kind of, you know, the vibe that I was getting. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like an important piece too is to recognize that we could have had this episode without them. You know, we could have talked about, you know, what's going on in our lives. But I think the most important piece of that is their part, their how they feel, right? How they, because I'm sure it wasn't easy either coming into this house that was so established, or we're such an established family and we have such structure and we're used to doing so many things. And now we're coming in, and them too being Latinas, and I'm sure they understand the whole, you know, narrative of, oh my God, the suegra, the mother-in-law, oh my God, here we go. You know what? Your mom is hood? No, your mom, you know, like, I don't know. Like, I'm sure there was a whole bunch of questions and we'll get into that later. But I think that really too is such an important piece that we should recognize, and people should understand too, that they have their points of view. They have their, you know, their concerns and what they expect from us, what they expect from a mother-in-law, what they expect to have to make sure they feel nurtured and they feel recognized. I know one of the really important pieces you and I talk about is making sure we don't have either one of them feel like we're taking sides, you know, making sure that we're an example of how we deal with negative things, or how we deal with arguments and how we talk, and also knowing like girls will be girls, boys will be boys. So I think that's really something that needs to be discussed, and that there's no expectations from them, other than, if anything, there's more expectations on the boys to be gentlemen and to be kind and to be loving, you know. So I think that's really something that we wanted to make sure we emphasized when we have conversations like this. All right. So
Yeah, definitely. I could add a little bit to that.
Oh, okay.
Just to kind of like a little bit bounce off of what Sean and my mom were saying a little bit earlier. It definitely wasn't an easy thing to kind of bring in right away, just because we are definitely a close knitted family. And but it was a lot more fun when we brought it in because it felt very comfortable. And then I felt like everyone kind of, we go to our own space maybe, but we all definitely enjoy our time together. And then it kind of became a bigger thing. It became like a more bigger party in a sense. So it was definitely a lot of fun to see how that unfolded, I guess.
yeah,
Oh yeah, definitely is.
it's something that I feel like it came naturally.
Yeah, I was about to add to it, and I was like saying, it didn't feel like rushed because there's a lot of people out there that says, take your time, don't bring them around the family until they give you like a time limit.
Yeah.
It's like 6 months. Damn, that's half a year. But rather, it's like, you know what? Like, I think it was around Thanksgiving, or it was around Eric's birthday when I first brought Daisy around, So it was, I guess it was like naturally perfect timing right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they both came at that time.
Yeah.
And Jesse did take a little bit sooner to like introduce his, and I did take a little bit longer, but it kind of was different. It was almost in the sense of the same way because we both felt very excited and very comfortable to bring it, and when it happened, it was a very natural experience. And it felt very blending topic of the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very blended. How about you? How did you feel when the girls came?
No.
It was nice.
Shy.
Shy.
What about you, G?
Creeped out. It feels nice meeting new people, but I was also really shy.
Why were you shy? What made you shy?
I don't know.
Just two extra people in the house.
Yeah.
You guys definitely got comfortable quick though, no?
Yeah.
Because I feel like you
Yeah,
guys were
how come
shy a
the
little bit at
bathroom-
first, but you guys got comfortable pretty quick.
Now, who are these
Well,
two?
what would you say, Gio?
I don't know.
I think it definitely was an adjustment because Erik and Jesse are so close with their younger brothers, right? They're basically just spitting reflections of each other. That's all they are. But they're used to that closeness. So when you add this other dynamic to it, this other element to it, it's kind of, you're kind of getting used to it. But now they're used to it. They're like, oh, Stephanie's here, Daisy's here, they're just used to having them around. And I think that's the part that's this great is that now that to them they just feel like this is normal. This is a sense of normalcy, and I think that's what's even more important is that everybody feels like this is a normal dynamic. This is what it's supposed to be. And I think because you and I grew up in a different environment in terms of, we didn't necessarily have family that could embrace people like that.
Yeah.
We're learning how to accept this normal, right? I mean, it's something to parent adult children.
Yeah.
Right. And giving them the ability to kind of grow in the way that they need to grow, make the decisions that they need to make. Right. And parent in such a way that you're like, okay, I want you to make the best decisions for yourself. Right. But when you are able to see kind of that fruit come to fruition, right? And you're able to see, okay, well, this is who they're interacting with, and this is a good person, and they're making them even better. I
Yes,
think
that part.
that is that part, and it's that part that I feel like both Stephanie and Daisy are contributing to Erik and Jesse, right? They're becoming better men because they are in their lives, right? And so that is the exciting part for me, is just to be ability to see that and see that
the
growth.
partnership.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because I think that's really is important, right? Like, you guys will be a team. And I think our concern was, is Erik and Jesse ready for the responsibility that comes with being a team, and of course everybody, especially your first year of dating, you get to, like, it gets real, right? Like, you're just like, oh my God, this is real. Like, I'm seeing all the stains and all the, like, blots of a human, of this person that I decided to fall in love with, or God put in front of me, and they're not as appealing as they used to be, so how do you not, like, get involved with that? And I think that there's such a history of in-laws or parents getting into their business, and then they fight, and now they're back together, and you look like the jerk who made comments, and you think you're defending your kid, right? And how do you make sure not to do that? How do you ensure that everybody feels comfortable? How do you make sure that you're not going to say something that you're going to regret, and now you're making your son or your daughter-in-law feel like they have to pick sides?
Yeah.
You know, something that's really toxic. You know, that's a really negative way of dealing with, you know, relationships, because it feels like you're supposed to take care of your child still. But you know, relationships come with ups and downs, and there's things that happen, and you're going to get on each other's nerves, but it's how you handle it. Don't disrespect each other. Don't put hands on each other. Don't do anything that's, you know, something that you wouldn't like done to your child or done to. And I always think about that too. Like, I've never been in a situation where I feel like I have to, like, you know, defend myself, or I have to say something to Daisy or Stephanie, or, you know, do anything that could have like a negative conversation behind it. But I've always thought, like, I don't want no smoke from their mom, you know. So I don't want to deal with anything that, like, I feel like I disrespect them, or I've done something out of pocket, you know, because I would assume too, like, they would do the same with my kid. Like, you know, I don't want no smoke from your mom, you know, like, and it's the respect thing, you know. And I've never had to be, you know, put in a situation like that, but I'm sure that, you know, that is always something that's in the back of my mind. Like, I'm good. Yeah. You know, because mama bears are nuts. You know, I don't want it.
Well, let me ask you guys this. This is for Stacy and not Stacy, Stephanie and Daisy.
Stacy's his sister.
Stacy's my sister. Stacy's my sister. Stephanie and Daisy. How was what went in, like, your mind when you came up with the, you know, okay, we're gonna meet the parents? What were you thinking? Was there anything that you guys were worried about? And then how did it change after you kind of met us? Like, how did you feel?
I think I didn't have any expectations coming in. I think I was super nervous. Like you mentioned, you guys are a very established family, all boys, and these are like your two older sons, and we're coming in, you know. So it was really scary. It was pretty scary, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. It was a little, like, nerve-wracking. And even when we were just at the front door before coming in, I was like, do I look okay? How am I dressed? Is she gonna think I'm okay? Like, are the boys thinking we're gonna invade their space now, you know? Because we're, like, coming into a stranger's home, basically, if you want to think about it like that. So I was super nervous.
I know, a stranger who's going to judge you, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're assuming that I was going to be like, Well, I mean, there's always some kind of, like, you're judging, like, oh my God, is she crazy? What's going on, right? How about you, Steph?
I was just really, really nervous. Erik talks about his family a lot. So I was just, like, super, like, it was going to be a lot of pressure on me. But I feel like once I met you guys, it was, like, everyone connected really easily. So I don't have any expectations. I just feel like as long as we stay close and build better bonds, it would be better.
Yeah. And it's so fun. Don't you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, sorry. I was going to kind of go off what Stephanie said. Something that Jesse and I bonded over really early on in our relationship is we're both best friends with our moms. He's like, my mom's my best friend. So I knew how much, you know, family was, like, such an established thing for him. So, right, that pressure of, like, coming into a new home, and they're so tight and stuff. But you're right. When we came in, it was like open arms. Even the kids, you know, it was great. Like you guys said, it was Erik's birthday party, so it was like a nice, great time. All of us sitting around the dinner table, you know,
telling embarrassing stories too.
Yeah,
That's what comforted me a lot. Because it was just like I heard a bunch of embarrassing stories, and I was like, okay, I fit in.
And that's, like, something I remember warning you guys, like, hey, we make fun of each other. We're super goofy, but we super love each other, and we don't leave anybody out. Like, if we are going to go anywhere, if we're going to do anything, we make sure that everyone's included. And I think, like, we started just like, okay, well, we have a family trip coming up. I'm going to get the tickets. We're renting. And everybody was like, kind of like, what? But I just didn't feel comfortable leaving anybody out. I just, you know, I wouldn't like that. I wasn't expecting you guys to, like, oh, is your mom going to have us go to? Or, like, is she going to, that was never, like, something we thought. We were just like, yeah, you know, we don't want the guys to be away from their girls for a week and a half or whatever.
I mean, but we also recognize the importance, how important they were to them in their lives, right? So it's an extension of them. right? So we're not gonna like, hey, this trip is only for the boys. But we were like, no,
Yeah.
this is they're a part of them. So yes, let's start to include them in these family trips and whatnot. And I think that's great because it builds a stronger bond, right? And allows them to see us in a different light when we're on vacation. We're interacting with each other, and allows us to be able to see how they interact with everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just increases the bond, and I think that's the importance. And that's the one thing that I give you. You have the ability to be able to recognize, like, hey, this is something that can be very beneficial to the growth of the family, right? And so you're all about memories. You're all about taking vacations and doing things like that because you understand the bond that comes with it. And so, us being able to do things at Tahoe or be able to go to Vegas and, take these trips, and they, to me, increase that bond and allow them to feel not just like, they're dating our sons, but they more are a part of the family, right? And they're an extension of the family. And I think that is the most important part, is that we want them to feel like, okay, this is like a second home. Like, this is where you can come. If you need peace, this is peace, right?
Yeah.
And so that's kind of have always been my hope, as they, have been more a part of our lives,
Yeah, even it just brings me back of like when we were thinking about the vacations and stuff. We had asked Eric and Jesse, like, look, how would you feel if we went and the girls didn't go? And their answers were almost the same. And we asked them separately. They said, well, we understand if they're not included. We aren't expecting that, but I would like for them to go. I would think that would be an awesome experience. And we were both like, dang it. like, man, no. But it showed like, oh, this is real. Like, this is really happening. And it's been fun. Like, it's never been a moment where I feel like, dang, I shouldn't have done this, or I regret anything about planning trips. It feels natural. It feels like, of course they're going, or, whatever. And it's been like, I love that we make sure there's a girl day. There's like, the guys go to hang out. We try to do things that we all kind of enjoy doing together. And I think the most important piece too was when we went to Vegas, Stephanie was running a little late. And so we thought she wasn't going to come. And we both, Daisy and I, were like, we feel like we're missing someone.
Yeah.
We felt like we were missing somebody. And then we looked at each other and we're like, we miss Stephanie. And she, all of a sudden, she manifested. Like,
Yeah,
she was there. And she's
literally
coming. She's
popped
like,
up.
I'm here. And we're like, yay. And I knew that was like, oh my God, we really like each other. I was like, you're not playing. But, so that's good. So that's good to know that, like, that it was something that everyone was nervous about. And what do you think helped, like, blend the family more? Like, what was it? What did you think, like, it was different from anything else you've experienced before?
Well, I was gonna add to a little bit before, and it kind of adds to this question also, which is really fun because before we've been on plenty of trips together, of course, but it's always been a little bit funny because my mom's the only girl in the family. So it's kind of hard to do the same things that she wants to do or go out where she wants to do. It's always maybe getting pizza or going to the kids' arcade or something like that. So it's always been a little bit more difficult. But it's been a lot more fun to see that they already plan their own things together. And they already like excited to go do their own thing. And me and Jesse are sitting at home waiting to go to Omega Mart. And it's just really cool. And I think that's definitely what blends us together more, is every single person puts their own different kind of effort in to making each other feel more comfortable. Even though obviously it's not an easy task. It's going to be difficult for anyone, especially when we're coming into such a tight family in itself. But I think that's what keeps us definitely blended. And I think that's going to keep us growing a little bit more, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Kind of adds to that.
What about you, G? You got anything to say?
No.
Okay.
How about you? Do you like having sisters?
What?
Do you like having sisters?
Yes.
They're fun, right?
What do you guys like most about it? What do you like about Stephanie and Daisy?
That we spend a lot of time with them, and it's like fun having new people to the family.
Like what? Give me an example. Like what was something that you guys that they would do that's so fun?
Like playing games with us.
That's fun. I mean, the fact that they take the time to do that, right? That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
These are great. Okay.
We had some more questions.
Yeah, let's go to
Neil's
those
spectating
questions.
right now.
What do you guys expect out of having in-laws?
Very simple answer, very simple one, and that is support. Support.
Pay
You
for
know,
that wedding.
I mean, financially support
Pay for
would
it.
be amazing. It'd be awesome, but like in a sense of like, in a sense of communication and other things as well. Like, you know, at the end of the day, we are. You can, you know, I'm your son, and then Adriana is Daisy's mom, and you know, at the end of the day, we kind of need some time where we're like, okay, I think we need to talk to our parents. You know, we kind of need that. That what?
Like guidance.
Yeah, guidance. We need
Like
that guidance.
individually or like over your relationship? What do you mean?
And anything. Yeah, anything. Basically.
I think it's something we were speaking about is individually, we want to feel comfortable enough, you know, to be able to come to you guys, even though I'm technically not your daughter, you know, I'm your son's partner. So I do feel comfortable, you know, coming over to you guys and asking for that guidance or support in any way. So that's why, yeah, support really all around. It sounds like such a simple answer, but going more like in depth with it is, yeah, you know,
the openness to come in and talk about anything.
And yeah, individually, you know, for Jesse or for myself and together, you know, because like you said, there is that scary, like, when do you cross the line of the in-laws are getting too much into the relationship? But I think that those boundaries have been set up, and I think we both know when there will be cross, when not to cross them, you know. But I think the support in general from you guys is something that we expect. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
How about you guys?
Well, expectations is a little bit of a difficult thing to like even talk about because you never really know what you're gonna get, you know. But from what I have received already is obviously like an extension of the relationship, which has been really fun. Like they all kind of integrated me just as fast as I feel like we've integrated her here, you know. And being over there, like doing simple stuff, cooking food, doing all this kind of cool things, it's been an experience to see something build a lot more like substantial, you know. It's a lot to see. How do I say this? It's a lot to like. I have a lot of family, so going out to extend my family is not really an easy thing, but it's been so much fun, and I honestly love them as much as I love this family here. And going there, I got my nephew over there. I got my girlfriend's sister. It's a whole like ordeal over there, and it's just another Brady Bunch, just like it is over here. So it's just an extension. It's been a lot of fun. So
Just as much?
Definitely.
What?
What? What are you talking about?
What's so cool is that like Eric and I were so used to having, you know, especially when the holidays are here, we're so used to going to different families, you know, like, so adding Stephanie and then Daisy's family to you know, to it, it just comes so naturally, you know, like we're not like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say we're panicking because we're meeting a whole new family, but in a sense, it's like, okay, well, we got to meet this family, and then we got to go to meet this family, and we're not folded by that pressure because we've been in that environment. You
Feels
know?
like life has already kind of prepared us for
Yeah,
it.
life has already
go to
prepared for
dad's
us.
and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. So just a little backstory for the audience. You know, my brother and I go to our dad's side of the family for like Thanksgiving, Easter, Christmas. So we're just saying like we're already kind of used to, you know, that traveling around, you know, getting to see all the new faces.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty nice. I love that part. Just having.
And now we got like a choice. Like we have a family that we choose to make important, and it's like that's what makes it more fun, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good. How about you, Stephanie? What do you expect in in-laws?
I would say just being supportive and being open to us, being able to go to you guys if we need any help or anything like that. I would say just like being like second parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, you know, it's funny because we get asked too, like, how do you guys share your holidays and how do you guys, like, it doesn't make you mad when they go? And, you know, it doesn't. Like, I feel like, you know, because when we share with their dads, it's like, they usually do Christmas Day, right? And we're Latinos, we're Mexican, we usually do Christmas Eve. So I was like, cool, like, yeah, you can have that day.
Yeah.
Celebrate that day. But now, the girls are Mexican, so they do Christmas Eve too. And I'm just like, oh no. Like, oh no,
Yeah.
But it hasn't been where I feel like they haven't, like, they respect that too. It's not just me giving and saying like, okay, well, now not only do I have to share with their dad, it's now I have to share with Stephanie and Daisy, and I have to do this. And it doesn't feel like that. It feels like, oh, okay, so what day are you guys taking? What time are you guys taking? Okay, you guys do the day, and then we'll sleep here because we also do Christmas morning because Santa comes here.
Yeah.
This is the house that Santa comes to, right? So,
right in the chimney, right there.
that one that Daisy was wearing.
Yeah.
That's on. Anyway, so inside joke. So I think that's really like the important. It's that the girls want to be here too, and I think that's so cool because, I don't want to be. I know what it is not to have the best in-laws, and I've never experienced in-laws where they were welcoming, or that being even told that I'm doing a good job, or it always felt like I just couldn't make the mark kind of thing. And I knew I didn't want to do that to the girls. And I knew I remember one day praying and God telling me, you do want to be a mentor and an example to so many Latina women. Now's your chance. And I was like, oh my God, he's absolutely right. Instead of fighting the inevitable of my children becoming men and finding their own partners, I wanted to embrace it.
Yeah.
Right. And it wasn't in a manipulative way where I was like, oh, I can train these girls how to like, da 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 da. It was more like if ever there was a chance for them to see a healthy relationship, this is the time. Right. And I remember like we mess around a lot in this house. And I think that too was really good that the girls were so they go in too, like they go in, and so one time I was messing around with Jesse and I was like, well, I do want to see my son, and he goes, I'm a man now, Mom, and I have a partner. And it is time for me to make my family. And I was like, okay. Like, my God, it was just a movie. You don't remember saying that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, yes. And he doesn't remember. He talks like that a lot. And so I was like, okay. He's like, I'm going to.
I used her government name. I was like, Erika, you need to settle down.
Erika.
He does. And he does, guys. He calls me Erika a lot. Sometimes at the times, hey. But and he was right, but I get it, and I know that one day they will be off and they're going to be creating their own lives and having their own children and doing all that fun stuff, what we love doing. And I started to like, I can't wait. Like,
Yeah.
Get them out.
fly, guys. Go ahead. But and I think that's really because of the bond that we have created. Making sure that the girls feel loved and feel welcomed and feel appreciated, not just because they are with, our sons, but because they're women and they're children of God and they are special. Like they are special. Like I would kick it with them, even if Erik and Jesse weren't around. Like I like them. And I think too, like we're all three of us are fire signs. So like I'm an Aries, she's a Sag, she's a Leo. So we get each other, and
oh boy.
Like I'll never forget like when we went to Vegas and we were at the drag show.
Entertainment place.
At the entertainment place, my bad. The lady that came, she looked at us, she's all, man, you guys look good. She's like, you guys look like you can cut a girl, right? And then we were like, definitely, right? So it was fun, and we laughed and we had such a good time. So I think that too is really important, is recognizing that, what your position is as an in-law doesn't have to be like, I'm the one that my son's going to put first. Like, it's not about that, it's about being together and breaking all those stereotypes of what in-laws and mother-in-laws and daughter-in-laws have to, what the relationship looks like, and taking a son away or whatever that negative thinking is. It's all about, what would you want if this was your daughter? You
Yeah.
know, what would you want in a mother-in-law, and making sure that you do that.
Yeah.
For the relationship.
I think that's great. What's the next
Oh,
question?
the next question. Oh my God, are you rushing me? We're
On to
having
the
a
next
moment,
one.
the three of us.
We're
Come
having
on.
one.
God.
You
On
on a
to the
schedule.
next one. It's getting too sappy. Come on.
It's getting too sappy.
Oh, yeah, that's a question towards us.
Oh, what is your favorite part of being in the family?
Who, what? What was the
For
favorite
the
part?
girls.
Oh,
Right? Well,
oh,
not
Favorite for
you.
oh, my bad.
He's like the money,
The money,
Shelter.
the food.
free Netflix, all of the above.
Oh, yes.
Does anybody want to answer? Hello.
Oh,
Say
can
the
can
game.
you say it one more time for the ladies?
What
please?
is your favorite part about being in the family?
You hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say just being like a girl overall, just the girls, we get treated like queens. But I love being a bigger sister to the boys, and another sister to Jesse, and an in-law daughter for you guys.
And Daisy.
Oh, and Daisy, a sister.
And that girl. And that one.
Yeah. But yeah, it's my favorite part, building the relationship with every one of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely getting integrated into another family. I
Mhm.
think that's awesome because, yeah, I have a small family, just like, well, like my dad, mom, and my little sister. But, you know, you guys are a good big family, nice, you know, two little
Cozy.
boys, crazy family. Just kidding. No, it's so much fun. We have so much fun together. It could be like a regular Tuesday night and we're having the time of our lives
Yeah.
right here, and it's great. Yeah, and how just yeah, being a girl in this family is amazing.
Yeah,
I can't take out the trash.
just sit
I
there.
can't do this. Like
Yeah,
it's great.
With
Today
all the
she was-
testosterone, yeah.
Today she was taking out the trash, and I was like, "What are you doing?" Jess's like, "Oh, she's gonna take out the garbage." I said, "She will not. She will not do such things."
Yeah.
Like,
It's
no.
great.
That is absolutely
Yes.
I've been a single mother
That's
for
one
a
of the
long time.
requirements.
I don't need to be one again.
One of the requirements. is
Yeah.
No trash taken out. Yes.
They don't take out trash, and what's another thing they don't do?
Don't touch suitcase.
Yeah, don't touch
Don't unpack the
suitcases.
car.
Don't unpack the car. And what was the other one? There's like just what guys do.
It's
The groceries.
Yeah,
bringing
it's
the
the
groceries,
groceries.
yeah,
Make
all
sure
that
we
stuff.
don't throw out the trash, or they don't throw out the trash. And then
Learn
a,
to
a personal favor that Daisy likes: make sure you know how to reverse park. There you go.
reverse park.
Reverse
Yeah,
park, parallel park.
Yeah, parallel park. And both of them. Yeah. Yeah,
I
Is
mean,
that a thing? Reverse park?
Yeah, it's parallel parking. Yeah, it's my funky little version of it. I'm a
Reverse
Oh,
reverse park right now.
You know what I'm gonna do today? Reverse park.
I'm a reverse park.
What does the kid say? No cap. Is that
No
is that
cap.
thing? No cap?
Okay.
What the kids are doing, Grandpa Joe?
Hey, I don't know all these terminologies. Still learning.
We're almost done.
Yeah, we're almost. But I think, like, I mean, that's a part of the interesting. Like I said, I'm usually the type of person to just stand back and kind of watch and see how it is. And I think it's those moments where you're like, okay, yeah, you get to see their growth and you get to understand their growth. So like, for instance, if the girls come by and they're like, oh, okay, they're gonna come by the house, we're like, that bathroom got to be
Yes, we're always telling them,
spectacular,
dude,
right?
Daisy, and Steph are coming over. Clean the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, and
clean your room.
yeah, it's just
Thing they don't do.
what is it?
Clean the bathroom.
Oh, we just said that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't.
yeah, this one over here.
to add to that one.
Yeah. Did you want to answer?
No.
He's like, no, I like all.
Nah,
the
we
things.
got it. We're
All
on
the
top of
things.
it. We're on top of it.
And the
We're on
laundry.
top of it.
And the laundry.
yeah.
But I
We're
mean,
on
that
top of
like
it.
I think
We're on top of
I think that's the thing that is so interesting is like it's those little things, you know what I mean? And it's those it's understanding those little nuances and like, okay, you're figuring out how each other is going to, how you're going to move forward with this person that could potentially be your wife, right? So
Yeah.
these
Potentially.
these are the things. Yeah, I know.
She is. No.
She is 100%. There you go. There you go. With a claim. No, but you have to learn these. You have to learn these traits, right? And you have to understand. One of the biggest things that I've realized, and I'm always learning more and more about your mom, is that you're trying to figure out, okay, what is their expectation? What does it mean to be a husband? What does it mean to be a leader? What does it mean to be a man? Because you'll find out that what you think, the definition that you created could be slightly different, right? Like, for instance, part of your role as a man could be taking out the trash,
Yeah.
right? Now, if you don't know that that's what her requirements are, you'll be like, well, it's a shared space. We both take out the trash, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I was saying before, it's like, it was mainly about like the expectation, right? So understanding what their expectations are. And this is where communication becomes very important, because part of her expectation from you as, your manly duty could be taking it out the garbage. Now you may think like, okay, well, we're sharing the space, so it's something that we both need to do, but that may not be part of what she's looking for, in terms of like, no, this is what my expectation is for you. So it's understanding that, and it's learning these things through the form of communication. And there'll be trial and error. Speaking from experience, there will definitely be trial and error, but learning that, communicating with each other, understanding like where each other's coming from is so important. It's a part of the growth that you guys need as you're maturing to be husband and wife. So it's just those are some things to pay attention to make sure that you are studying your significant other, right? I think that's like, there's so many different levels when it comes to being in a relationship, right? And there's growth on every end. So you need to know how she is at this age. You need to know how she is 5 years from now, 10 years from now, so on and so forth. And you have to be able to adjust. And it's just part of the process. And so those are things that you are learning in this process, and you will always continue to learn it. And that's the best part of it, is that she, at least with your mom, she's a book that I love to read. And I'm constantly loving to learn more about her every single day, through trial and error.
What kind of book is it?
A horror story.
I knew it was going to say something like that. I thought you were going to say like
A horror story.
psychotic one or something.
No. Sci-fi fantasy.
ADHD.
No, it's definitely
Sci-fi aliens.
it's definitely a thriller at times. Very, very comedic, but it's part of that process. So that was it.
Yeah. I think that's something you have to like, there's new chapters every day. You go through things. How you feel today is not what you're going to feel like when you're 25. It's not what you're going to feel like when you're 30. It's not what you're going to feel like when you're 40. It's forever evolving, but evolving together. It's exciting. Like, I'm excited to be with Sean. Like, I'm happy to do things with him. Like, before, I kind of used to do my own thing. He did his own thing, but we learned like, you actually are my best friend. And I think that's really important. So working at that and being examples and showing them that. And, when it comes to like, the throwing out the garbage, like now I remember what the things I don't do is throw out the garbage and bring in the water.
Yes.
I don't do, and barbecue. I don't do those 3 things. But more importantly, I don't bring in the water and I don't bring in the garbage, because I'm no longer a single mother, and I have men in the house. There's too many men here for me to be doing that kind of stuff. So, I think that too, like Sean likes when I have my nails done. He likes when I have my toes done. He doesn't ask for a lot of things. He's not always like on me about cleaning the house, clearly, but he like my nails and my toes. He likes that done. He likes when I have makeup on, when we go somewhere nice. He doesn't want it every time, but he likes that kind of stuff. He likes to keep up, right? So, or the upkeep or whatever. Yeah. So keeping up with
the Joneses.
My
looking nice.
fineness.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, so doing those little things for each other. I think that's nice. Like, spending time. Like when we tell the kids, go on vacation, go hang out together. You don't have to tell me or lie to me or, we're not going to do it. Like, no, because investing in each other is the best investment you make. Investing in yourselves, making sure you're taking care of yourselves. I think that's really important, because if Stephanie's not happy, Eric's not going to be happy. If Eric's not happy, Stephanie's not going to be happy. And you guys are going to just fight. And we don't want that. We want them to nurture each other, and because we really believe that God brought them together. Like, I do believe that, because it didn't work out the way that it did just because, we know that God has his hand on our lives and on our kids' lives. There's nothing like praying parents. So I want to nurture that. And I don't want God to come and tell me like, I sent these 2 girls to you and this is how you treated them, so I think that's important. And I don't have that story where I don't get along with my daughter-in-laws, or they're like off the hook, or they're disrespectful. I don't have that story. But I also know that I pray over them, and I know that I pray over their relationships, and I pray over my sons. So that's a really significant, because the power of prayer is so important. It's so miraculous. Like, it can change any situation. And so I think that's what we would leave, on this episode, is knowing that knowing that prayer is a big part of our lives, and that the girls are God-fearing and they love our kids and they love us. And I'm very thankful, and we love them and we have a great time. And no, I'm not, I don't feel threatened by them. I don't feel like they're taking my kids away. I don't feel like they come to like kill, steal, destroy, you know, like I don't feel like they're the devil.
Yeah.
I feel good. I feel like they're so kind. They're so, and I think another like really kind gesture that they do is they'll be like, we'll watch the kids.
Yeah.
You know, they know that we don't have a lot of support. They know you and me do everything on our own, and that Erik and Jesse were very helpful kids, you know, and when they started dating, we're like, oh no, our babysitters, you know, so I mean, but they are very helpful too, you know, and they want to be a part of that. They help with Willa and they're patient with her. And so it's a joy to have them, you know, be a part of our family, or like when something good happens to any of us, it happens for all of us, you know, like when the girls are, you know, doing well at work, or they're doing, you know, whatever they're doing, and I'm excited for them. They want to start. And that's another piece too, that they're entrepreneurs. Like, you know, Stephanie does makeup and Daisy does her dentist stuff. And then her, no, she does tooth gems. That's hers. And like, and that's so exciting because we've raised our children to follow their dreams. And we've always been like, Erik is a fashion designer and he knows sales and he knows fashion and he's really good at that kind of stuff in business. He's always been such a good business entrepreneur. And Jesse's an actor, and we've always been so, you know, excited about his arts, you know, and then that's why we say they're spit and image. Like Gio's all about the art too, and Neil's all about fashion and gaming, and he's just so cool, you know, and
He's fly.
it's
Super fly.
it's so nice to see that, and that they too have dreams and they're just not sitting and living, you know. And yeah, I think that's, you know, we're really excited. We're really thankful. God is good. He's done amazing things in our life, and can't wait to see what else he has in store for us.
Yeah, I agree. So we just want to thank everyone for, you know, taking the time to come together. We know that this is, you know, getting the schedules to work is very important. Like you said, this is a great blended family, and we're glad to have everybody here. Do you have any closing remarks you want to say, Miss Emma? Emab.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
All right. We hope everybody enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of us.
Yes.
On
go to all
Facebook,
the
Instagram,
Facebooks,
TikTok, YouTube,
all the social medias,
and his cell phone.
and my cell phone.
Eh?
Yeah.
This is fun, guys. I like that.
Whoa, guys.
You know better.
You want to say bye, Neil?
You want to say bye?
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. I'll see y'all later.
Thank you.
Doses.
We'll catch y'all later.
Deuces, dude.
Hit that,
Cool. I like this.
Think
hit
that's
that
the game.
like and subscribe and repost, because we need that publicity. Yes, we do.
And follow for more.
There you go.
There we
All right,
go.
you guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Later,
Deuces.
guys.
Bye bye.